Well, it's a fantastic Tuesday morning right here in the United Kingdom. We are hot, 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 but we're even hotter now because with me today, this afternoon now, Mr. Ian King. Hello, Ian. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you, Nigel.
Yeah, now then, what a man. Record breaking, multiple European drag racing championship. You won 12 FIM European Championships, 10 as a rider, and then
Yeah,
obviously as a principal as well.
yeah,
Absolutely amazing. Then you've won awards in Ireland, and you've appeared in India, and you've appeared at the Goodwood Festival of Power, and so on. And just what an interesting career. Also, way back in time, that was what 2020, British Drag Racing Hall of Fame as well. Very well
yes.
deserved, of course.
Thank you. Thank you
And
very
uh,
much.
and then you've done so much. Um, do you want to add on to that because it's just a huge career?
Well, I mean, as people know, recent after selling my Top Fuel bike, and originally I was involved with the bike, but I've sort of stepped back from that, so I don't have a hugely active role in my old Top Fuel bike and team, which is obviously with Neil Midgley now.
Yeah.
But I am involved in helping develop parts to make him go quicker and various other things from the Puma engineering stable. So still involved there, and obviously still doing Top Fuel bike engines and parts for everyone around the world, pretty much everyone anyway, including the very best like Larry McBride and people like that. So that continues. But in terms of racing, I think I mentioned last time when we spoke, I didn't really want to step back down, if you like, in terms of bike. So the idea of going to a slower bike didn't appeal to me in the slightest. And so I decided to jump into cars and then basically not nostalgia, funny car, nostalgia, superstock cars. Um, and I'd have to say I've had a blast. It's a great class, great people in it, a lot of enthusiasm, just good fun. And yeah, I've really had a good time doing it. But to be honest, in the back of my mind was always that nitro thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, and it sort of eats away at you after a while, keep thinking, oh, I wish I was running nitro again. And a few weeks ago, we were chatting as a team, and at the same time, an opportunity came up to purchase a project um, which had never actually been on track. And it appealed to me. I took a look at it and decided, yes, that was something I would like to get involved with. Now, what that means, unfortunately, is that I'm going to have to sell my nostalgia superstock car because I can't afford both and I can't race both and wouldn't want to. It's a lot more work with the nostalgia fuel funny car that project that I've acquired. Um, and so that's got to go to fund, unfortunately. But maybe I'll return to that class one day in the future. Who knows? But as I
yeah.
said, I've loved being in it. But the lure of nitro was just a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, going back into very, very early age, you
Yeah,
started to develop stuff at I think it was around about 13. You
yeah,
started to develop stuff, and you're
yes,
talking about doing repairs and helping out on
yeah.
bikes and everything, and it's still there now. You're only 26, but I'm telling you, you're doing exceptionally well. But no, seriously, you've always been into a development role. Now, the car that you get in
Yes.
is an established sort of car, really, but in some respects, but you've got a fair bit to do with it, I guess.
Well, it's not established at all because it hasn't been down track.
Right. Okay.
Basically, it was run and unfortunately had a couple of little problems. And before those problems could be solved completely, it the Martin was unable to run the car due to ill health. And then the car was started to be part by part dismantled, and to the point at which now it's fundamentally just a roller.
Uh-huh.
So I've got to basically rebuild all of the drivetrain,
Uh-huh.
all of the engine parts, the fuel systems, basically everything. So it's like just buying a rolling chassis from a manufacturer, and the rolling chassis is a lovely piece of work that was constructed by Bill Felsted of Comanche Race Cars.
Right.
It's a 5 second or will be 5 second tagged car. It's already been inspected once, but hasn't been tagged yet. And it's something that I think that myself and my team would be very interested in doing. I know we're new to this as well, and it's a long learning curve, but we are quite familiar with nitromethane
Yeah.
and running it. And obviously, a lot of the engine components are shared with what we ran on the Top Fuel bike. So yeah, we've got a little bit of a leg up from that perspective, but we're under no illusions that it's going to be very tough. And there's some great guys out there that have been doing it for a long time. And yeah, so we'll be
You got
rookies for a while.
Yeah, so you're doing that. So it's going to be tagged as a 5 second car. We are in the realms now of obviously Tony Betts. You're in the realms of the Bateses. You're in the realms of Andy Raw and
Yeah,
all those guys. But they've got a lot of knowledge, obviously. Andy's been
sure.
running his bug for a long time. And of course, with regards to the Bateses, they know what they're doing. And obviously, Alan does and the rest of them. And then obviously with Tony as well. But each one of those, their teams have all got that experience and they will pass their experience on to you, I'm pretty sure. Because everyone wants to see nostalgia coming back in a big, big way. And I spoke to the Swedish guys when they came over and did a podcast with them, and I tell you what,
Yes,
those guys just really want to race and race and race, but
sure.
there's a logistics situation going on in
Of
getting
course.
out to Sweden and everything else. I'm pretty sure at some point, some from here will go to Sweden, and hopefully they'll come back to us as well in the future and
Yeah,
make it a bigger series. I feel.
sure. I think the one thing, yeah, I mean, one thing that I'm keen on is that um, I want to make sure my car is a nostalgia fuel funny car, NHRA legal.
Yeah,
Just in case, should I ever want to go to Bakersfield or the March meet or something like that. But actually, just from a personal perspective, I'm going to follow those rules, which means I'm restricted on pump size to 21 gallons, which is about the size around on my Top Fuel bike. Restricted to one mag, although you can run a Digimag or an MSD mag with a points box, no timing control. On the Top Fuel bike, I had two and timing control, so I also am a bit restricted. But anyway, and I'm running a two-speed gearbox, not direct drive. But so from the off, I'm going to be slightly restricted compared to every one of those guys you just mentioned because they're all step or all taken the option of the outlaw route where you're allowed up to a 34-gallon pump, which
yeah,
obviously more fuel, more power is no doubt. So I'm probably, I mean, again, under no illusion, I'm probably going to be behind them most of the time. But when you look at what Paul did at last weekend or a couple of weekends ago, running his first five in his
yeah,
Chi-Town Hustler, and that's the sort of thing that I want to do. So I'd like to be able to do it with the small pump and the NHRA legal setup. But I also appreciate that the nostalgia Cannonball series that has been formed is a great opportunity for many cars that don't necessarily fit into a bracket of their own
yeah,
to actually get out and race each other. And
yeah.
hopefully that'll just develop more and more. And the guys that are stepping up now, like Tony and the Lee and people like that, they're all going to be there, and hopefully one day we'll be able to compete. A similar level of performance, whether it's the same or not with a 21-gallon pump, I don't know, but that's what we're going to do.
I mean, that's amazing. That cannonball is just something else. I
Yeah,
remember way back in time when you used to get 12, 14, 15, back in the 80s, even more on a cannonball. It used to be
yeah,
great. Now the whole concept's changed slightly, but it's an amazing show. And
sure,
that's what people come to see, and the competition's really, really tough as well. But the
yeah,
nice thing about Drag Race, as you well know, is everyone helps each other out.
yes,
And everyone knows Ian King because Ian has been around a very, very long time as well. And so what's the car,
yeah,
the model of the car,
yeah.
and tell us a little bit about the technical side, what motor you're using, and
Okay,
so on. Yeah,
all right. So basically, it's as I said, it's going to be an NHRA legal nostalgia fuel funny car, legal. And it's got a Chevy Vega body on it.
nice.
Um, and it's got a lot of nice touches on the chassis that Bill Felsted has built in conjunction with Martin originally, who was, was specifying the car. It's going to run a TFX 500 engine, which is exactly the same as what we call the big show cars. They're the cars like Steve Ashdown et al. And I've but on the other side, 21-gallon pump, single mag, 2-speed Lenco gearbox, and I'm, as I said, sourcing parts for that. Will run sort of BAE heads. It's fundamentally the engine itself is designed for the current big show 11,000 horsepower applications, but of course with a 21-gallon pump we're going to be running only down at about the 2 to 3,000. So hopefully in that way, it sort of alleviates some of the damage. And obviously, when I say damage, some of the damage that inevitably comes with trying to turn the world on its head, with 11,000 horsepower. But at the same time, it's going to be a challenge. And the idea is, and particularly with the Cannonball format that does run, although I do hope there will be a Nostalgia Fuel Funny Car series as well running alongside it at some time, that we are more interested in consistency and getting down the track. And quite clearly, as with that format, it's all about getting down the track as quickly as possible every time, because if you don't, you get penalized. You get a run time that's very slow, which is added to your average. And again, you see it sort of with the Trey Chrono team that came over, they weren't the quickest, but they were the most consistent.
And they won it.
And then with the Reeds, with their small Daimler engine dragster runners up, and then Mark Flavelle on an alcohol funny car. So you can see consistency is key in that class. The Cannonball class, of course. So obviously, I'll be aiming for consistency rather than world turning numbers like we were used to running on the Top Fuel bike.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's how we are at the moment. And I'm sourcing parts. I mean, we're sort of scaring the classifieds. Mark Hawkins, my good friend, has been working very hard to help me out find parts. Also, helping me out with parts that he's got that he's accrued, over time with his funny car that Dale's driving at the moment. So we're getting there. It's been all systems go ever since I received the rolling chassis a couple of weeks ago, basically.
Yeah, so that's all good stuff. So you won't be out now, but you'll be out next season, yeah?
That's the plan anyway. I mean, again, it sort of hinges around, am I able to sell my Chevelle at the right price? Because, I need that money to fund myself. If I don't sell the car, I don't build the car, That's basically.
Are people interested in it?
I've had a number of, I mean, I haven't tried very hard. I put it up for sale on my back window at Dragstalgia for the first time. And through that and through the very helpful mentions of my good friends in the tower at Santapod, Daryl and Colin and Tom, it got around. And so there are a number of people both here and abroad that are interested in it at the moment. And hopefully, we'll find someone that wants to buy it. In my heart, I don't really want to sell it because it's my car. It's my road car as well as my race car. And, it's exactly how I want it to be. And it's a fantastic car, but, needs must.
Yeah. So onwards and upwards with all of that. You've got a good team there, as you said already. Like earlier on, you mentioned like Neil Midgley. I mean, Neil's been around a long time as well. And there's not only is it a blast from the past, but he's still doing his stuff, and you're looking after him as well. It's amazing. And the whole concept of what we do in the UK and obviously in Europe as well. Let's just hope we can get something running very, very soon.
Yes.
And someone goes, let's do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how we'll get there, but it's early doors.
I mean, Keith Bartlett's, been very helpful in facilitating the opportunity for the Cannonball formats to run at his events. And let's hope that that expands into, as you said, Europe before, into the Nordic region and maybe Germany as well. Who knows? And where we can actually start running these cars on a truly international basis,
Yes.
in different countries, rather than just hope that the
Yeah.
the guys from abroad will come over to Santa Pod. And I mean, I'm moving bikes and cars around Europe all the time, either from a working perspective or my own perspective. And yeah, it gets expensive, carnets and just pure logistics, fuel costs. It's not easy.
No, no.
So I'm very happy that the Swedish guys made the effort to come over, and thank you very much for coming. It was fantastic.
I mean, they flew over, but then they also it took the drivers and that's 3 days to come over.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, we've been doing that for years with
Yeah, with a bike.
my
Yeah,
team with the bike, and we know how tough it is. And so, fingers crossed, they'll find the way and the will to keep coming back.
yeah, indeed. Let's just fingers crossed. Let's just hope that not that you want to sell it, but you get the
Yeah,
funding there to move on with this project. I'm pretty sure you will,
yeah,
and look forward to talking to you about it later on when you get to that point, and move it on. So yeah, absolutely
right.
fantastic, Ian. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
As always. And just when it says recording stop, just stay where you are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So Ian King, thank you very much indeed. You are just such a star in the drag racing world. There
not
ain't
sure
much
about
you
that.
haven't. Yeah, there isn't much you haven't done. Let's be fair. And and so yeah, fantastic. So Ian, thank you very much indeed, and
Thank you.
we'll chat to you very soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Nigel.